Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan and today's video is going to be my 2020 skincare favorites. I have a couple of skincare favorites to talk to you guys about. So let's get started. I have everything in this Zara box. So all these boxes I kind of use to organize my products like when I'm filming videos so that I don't mess up my bed. I'm currently sitting on my bed. So the products I don't really have, of course, I've used up. I will insert a picture of right here. So firstly, let's talk about some cleansing balms. The Face Shop Rice Water Bright Cleansing Balm. One of my favorite cleansing balms. Have used this for most part of the year. And no matter how much you use, it looks like there's a lot of product in this because you get a lot of product in this particular cleansing balm. You get 200 ml and a little goes a long way. Just keep in mind that this can trigger your eyes a little bit, like the burning sensation. That is real and that happens with most of the Face Shop products for me. So that is something that I want to let you guys know upfront so that you don't get it in your eyes and then be like, Deepthi didn't tell us this. So but I like it for the quantity, the way it melts the makeup. And another cleansing balm which I've really liked using is the Earth Rhythm Cleansing Balm. This is the propolis extract variant and this is how it looks. I mean, this looks a lot more harder. It's not as creamy as the Face Shop cleansing balm. So you have to take out a little bit, then massage it into your skin, and the minute you touch a little bit of water, it turns into a little bit of a foamy texture. Okay, so first it's oily and then it gets into like that foamy texture. I really like this and I feel like it does remove my makeup to a very great extent, but if I get it near my eyes, because it's a little bit waxy, it can kind of like form a residue, and after a while, not that it burns, but it hinders and it's kind of a little irritating. So a cleansing balm that I was introduced to the later part of the year and I've been loving around August, and I have been using this non-stop. This is the Plum Illuminance Cleansing Balm and this is what it looks like. I have used it quite a lot, you guys can see. So it has like an oil slick and it remains like that. So if you have very oily skin, I don't know if you'd like it, but this one dissolves all the makeup on my face, on my eyes. It doesn't irritate my eye at all, and that's the reason I've been using this. So if I recommend a product even in a sponsored video, it's only because I really like that product and I use it, and how, like you guys can just see. And then moving on to some face wash, I have used the Juicy Chemistry face wash. I will leave it on the screen right here. That is something that I really liked and I did go through it. That is a very nice subtle face wash, especially during the morning time when I want to wash off what is left of my nighttime skincare routines. That is, I feel, something that I really like using, and it is kind of very gentle. But if you have makeup on and you are taking off makeup and you want to take off the residue, that doesn't do the job. So for that, I always use the Face Shop Rice Water Bright Foaming Cleanser. This again, you get a lot of quantity, like 150 ml. It's like really messy because I touch it with messy hands, and this you can squeeze the product out and just the right amount of product. And again, this one, if you get it near your eyes, it does burn a lot, guys, so just keep that in mind. But other than that, it takes off that any residue like perfectly. So this is like my makeup removing cleanser, so that's something that I really like. And also the Himalaya Neem face wash is something that I recently got again. This is like my third jar of it because every time I'm running out of face washes and I don't really have the time to order it online, or even during the quarantine, I wanted to keep some face washes that you get in a supermarket and all that easily because I was running out of most of my face washes. So that's the reason I got this one. And you guys can see I'm actually again out of this as well, like it's all the way down here. This is one face wash that I really like, but if you have very dry skin, you might not really like that. It depends on what you like to use. And then something that again I've recently started using, and towards the end of the year, like around October, this is the Nivea face wash for dry skin. I like how creamy this is. It does come with a little bit of granules in it, but it doesn't tug and pull on your skin. You can't actually feel it on the skin, and it's very smooth. And I like how creamy it is, and it doesn't dry my skin out, and it's not stripping my skin off. So it's something that I use before my nighttime skincare routine if I don't really have makeup on that day. So it's a very gentle face wash in my opinion, but if you have makeup residue, again, it doesn't do the job. For that, I really like the Face Shop face wash. That's what does the job of taking away all that residue from my face. And then of course, after cleansing my face, I have a couple of toners that I have used. I have used the Neemly Rose Water Toner. That I just use it for just refresh my skin and add a little bit of like spritz onto my skin to keep it a little bit wet so that my other skincare products go on a little bit of a wet skin if my skin is getting a little bit too dry fast. So that's the only thing, but I don't feel like it actually tones my skin or anything of that sort. And then of course towards the later part of the year, I use the Pure by Priyanka Green Tea Toner. This one is a pH balancing and antioxidant rich formulation. Also, it's not mentioned on the bottle, but this does contain salicylic acid to it as well, which I didn't notice when I mentioned it in another video, and then a subscriber pointed it out to me very kindly. Sometimes I do spritz it on the back on my palm and then apply it. That's how I like to do. So I like to use this kind of a toner where I'm going to go ahead with, say, something like an exfoliating mask or something like that. I want something a little bit gentle for my skin, especially if I'm using acid exfoliants, or I have used acid exfoliant a previous day. I do not want to go with something that contains glycolic acid or something like that. That's when I like to use a toner like this. And of course, if I want to use an AHA, this is the one that I was using. This is a Dr. Sheth's Gulab and Glycolic Toner, and this you get 50 ml of product. I'm not very sure about the percentage of glycolic acid in this. If I do find it, I will leave it right here on the screen somewhere, but this one retails for around $5.95 or something like that, which I felt was an affordable glycolic acid based toner in the Indian market to start out, to try out. And this one was something that I really liked and was working for my skin. And of course, towards the later part of the year, if you guys have watched my Dot & Key review video, you guys would have seen me use this particular product. This is something that I do really like. This is the Dot & Key 5% AHA toner. So this has 5% glycolic acid in it, and this is something that I do use quite a lot, not just on my face. I use it on my underarms as well as my feet. So this is something that I really like. It comes with a spray kind of a packaging again, but this I do spritz it on my palm and then apply it onto my face. I don't just spritz it like that. So that is something that I've been using and I really like, and I do see a lot of results with these products. So if you have not already watched my Dot & Key review video, I think you guys should watch that to see a detailed review about this product. And of course, like an exfoliating mask or something like that, I like to use the Dot & Key 10% AHA and 2% BHA Hydro Peel Glow Potion. This, you guys, has amazing results. So I had a lot of texture on my skin, and every time I get a little bit of texture as well. This is the only product that can help with my skin, and it feels just so smooth and amazing. Not like, you know, glass skin, that's not quite possible, but you can see results in like about 2 to 3 uses itself. So if you were contemplating buying this product, I think you definitely should. It does contain fragrance in it. Now I do prefer skincare products with mild amount of fragrance or no fragrance at all. Sometimes what happens is the ingredients in it or the actives present can have a bad odor, and in that case I don't really mind a little bit of fragrance. So if you're like me and you don't really mind fragrance in skincare, you can try this one out. Has amazing results, because the ordinary peel, the AHA peel, can be a little bit too strong. I have friends who have tried it and have regretted it with a lot of rashes on their face. So be very careful. If you want something a little more subtle, you can try this one out, because it has 10% AHA in it. And of course, until I found the Dot & Key products, I was using the Sugandha AHA serum. This has 10% lactic acid. This is something that I would definitely recommend for people who are just starting off with acid exfoliation. If you're not very sure what you should try, you can try this one, because lactic acid is a lot more milder on the skin. It can be a lot more gentle on your skin as well. I mean, it is an acid exfoliator, so it will show you results, but it's more superficial. It doesn't penetrate as deep as glycolic acid into your skin. So if you want to start off, you can try the Sugandha AHA serum. That is something that I really liked. And then a couple of other products from Sugandha. This is the niacinamide serum. I was seeing a lot of texture on my skin. It was because of skincare product that I was using, the Pure by Priyanka vitamin C serum, that I am not a vitamin C person. I realized that, and a lot of vitamin C serums can actually break me out. So that is what happened with that as well. And I've mentioned it in my disappointing skincare videos, which I will link right here for you guys to check out. So after that, I had to use the niacinamide serum from Sugandha along with the YBP plant remedy to heal my skin of the ridiculous texture that it was giving. So these two products are amazing. You can try this one out, and also the YPP plant remedy. You guys know my thoughts on this. I love this product. I would definitely repurchase it given a chance, but right now I have so many other products to test out, try out, and I'm constantly trying out new products to recommend to you guys as well, and to have, you know, different kind of video content coming up. I cannot usually repurchase the same thing time and again, even if I love it, because I can invest that money into something else. So this is something but I do really like, and I use it so much on my eczema, or every time my skin is a little bit triggered. I get these patches on my face as well that can be a little bit itchy sometimes, and that's the only product that used to work for me, and I used to stop using anything else. And also a safer vitamin C option for me was the antioxidant serum from Sugandha. This one has 10% of sodium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a more stable form in my opinion, and a lot more gentle on the skin as opposed to L-ascorbic acid or ascorbyl glucoside. Both of that doesn't work for my skin. I have learned that it just breaks me out really bad. So this is the only vitamin C serum that I could use that was really nice. Now I'm not going to get into detail of why you should use a vitamin C serum, why you should use niacinamide. Check out my previous skincare videos. I will make a playlist of skincare videos so you guys can watch one by one. I will link it in the description box below for you guys to check out, but you can see my beginner skincare routine, my reviews on some skincare products, so that you are more well aware of why you should be using a certain product. And then another serum that I really liked is the Pure by Priyanka, the Glow Serum. I've talked about this quite a few times now. I mean, like, it doesn't really work on pigmentation or anything of that sort, but the skin looks a lot more nourished, supple and glowy. Now that's exactly what I feel like. My skin looks a lot better, a lot healthier, a lot more glowy, and that's the only reason I actually like this. I mean, you have to look for what your skin is asking for and invest in a serum accordingly, but this is something that has been working for me, and I am almost out of this as well. And another serum that I really liked was the Vilva Moringa Beautifying Serum. That is something that I really like, was very gentle on the skin, and that was a serum that I used to use a lot during the daytime. And of course, my Kiehl's Bakuchiol Revitalizing Facial Oil. Now there are a lot of studies that say that Bakuchiol is not even close to retinol. It cannot be an alternative, and then there are a few people who say that okay, it's a safer alternative, so if you don't really want to start off with retinol, you can try this one on. Now it's up to you guys what you want to invest in, but this is an amazing facial oil for you guys to start off with. It does work on the pigmentation, makes your skin a lot more glowy and even looking, and love the smell of this. This does contain essential oils to it, so just keep that in mind. And if you are someone who doesn't like essential oils in your skincare product and it can break you out, then you must stay away from this. But otherwise, it's a really good skincare product, and I have used this so much. I'm all the way down here with all these skincare products that I have used that quite a lot as well. And another, I feel like, lighter oil for your skin is the Indulger Essential Squalane Skin Hydrator. Squalene is something that is naturally present in your skin, and squalane is the product you're going to be getting in the market. So this one is for normal to oily skin. It has 30 ml of product. I feel like it's really nice. I do have the Sugandha Squalane, but I feel like it's really light for me. So that is something that I would recommend for people with oily skin, especially if you are someone who doesn't really like to use oil that much on your skin. But this is something that has been working for me, and I would recommend this for dry skin people as well. It's just a good facial oil that is non-comedogenic, very lightweight. You can use this before your moisturizer, after your moisturizer, however you like it, but it's a really nice facial oil. And then let's talk about some moisturizers. I have a couple of these. So the first one is my Face Shop Mango Seed Volume Butter for Face. This is my second jar of this, and I have been using this quite a lot. It looks like I haven't used it much because you need a little bit of it. A little goes a long way, and I have been kind of trying to preserve this because I feel like this is a very seasonal product and you don't really find it year round, and this is something that works really well for me, especially when I have very dry skin. And of course, from Face Shop, the Rice Ceramide Moisturizer. This is more cost effective, and this is something that I use specifically only when I'm wearing makeup. So I have some moisturizers that I use just for makeup because I want it to be thick. I want it to keep my skin hydrated for a longer time. So this does contain a little bit of a stronger fragrance. So if you don't really like that, you might not really like this, but I have been using this so much, and something that I really like. And then of course, when my skin is not as dry and I can use this say in the month of like August, September, October and all that, this is the Clinique Moisture Surge Moisturizer. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge. I don't know why I cannot pronounce things properly because I'm speaking so fast. And this is the 15 ml. You get this for 890 rupees. So I just wanted to try out what the hype is about this moisturizer, and I feel like the minute you apply it, instantly your face does look a lot more hydrated, and it feels a lot better on the skin as well. And I have used this again quite a lot, so I feel like it's very lightweight on the skin, especially underneath mask. I don't really want to wear something that is very heavy, because if my skin can't breathe, I tend to break out, and I recently have been getting a little bit of mask knee as well. So this is a moisturizer that I really like. It does contain fragrance, and if you want a fragrance-free moisturizer, you can try the Sugandha Calendula Oat Cream. I love this one. It's so hydrating, especially for people with like very dry skin. You can try this one out. It's a lot more gentle on your skin because of course it's got colloidal oatmeal in it, which is a lot more calming on the skin, especially if you're very irritated and if you have eczema on your face and all that. A really nice moisturizer. I love this for the winter months, and I use this during the day and night. And of course, during the day I top it off with some sunscreen. Two sunscreens that received a lot of love. This one is the La Shield sunscreen gel. This has an SPF of 40 in it. This is something that I have been using since a year, I must say, and I have used this quite a lot. I do use sunscreen on my face, arms and feet. So this is something I really like, and a very effective sunscreen. It's very lightweight, not too matte, not too greasy as well, just blends right into your skin. And I feel this is more of a hybrid sunscreen, like a chemical and physical sunscreen, a blend of both. And the same thing goes with the Kiehl's SPF 50 mattifying sunscreen as well. Even though it claims to be a mattifying sunscreen, it's not as matte. Their original formula was a little bit too matte, but this one is not. It's not drying on the skin at all, not a crazy white cast. Again, it's a blend of both physical and chemical sunscreen. I know of late there's a lot of fear mongering. People are a lot more afraid of chemical sunscreen. Certain ingredients are demonized, and certain things in skincare has been debated a lot. Always take an informed decision, you guys. It's not like chemical sunscreen is really bad or physical sunscreen is the best. Read up a lot more. A lot of people can be a lot more allergic to physical sunscreens. The zinc oxide in the physical sunscreen as well, and for people like that, chemical sunscreen is the only option. So read up a lot more, make an informed decision, and study like research articles. How many studies have been made about a particular ingredient before you like come to a conclusion that this is not for you. This one is for 450 rupees, which is an affordable price, and also the La Shield sunscreen is pretty affordable as well. This one was for 600 or something like that, and this is for 450 rupees, which I feel is really good. And then again, another facial oil, not so much for skincare benefits, but I used to use this a lot underneath makeup, is the Indulgence Essentials Rose Gold Oil. But would I recommend it to you guys right now? No, because their price has increased a lot, and it's like a price difference of 320 rupees or 400 rupees. So when I got it, it was for 1280, and I got it for an additional discount on vanitywagon.com. So that's the reason I bought it in the first place. And now I can see that the price is 1600, which it's not worth it, you guys. So even though I really like it and use it underneath makeup, I wouldn't recommend a product like this for that price. And then some face mask. This is Dot & Key Exfoliating Sleeping Mask. I love this. I'm not a very big fan of their water sleeping mask. I feel like it's just packed with fragrance and nothing else. It doesn't do anything for my skin. But this one, on the other hand, I do feel like it is a good exfoliating face mask. You can see the results the next day. You can see your skin a lot more glowy, and something that I really like. Again, has fragrance and not a very strong one, not something that lingers for the longest amount of time. So I really like that about this face mask, and something that I want to use, say if I have an occasion to attend or something that like a quick glow up. I like to use a face mask like this one. This is a plum chamomile and white tea glow getter face mask. It doesn't have like crazy results or anything, but for that moment your skin does feel a little bit glowy, and that's the only reason I like to use it. Like just on days where I feel like, okay, today is my pamper session. So on those days I was using this. And then two eye creams. This one is the Mamaearth Bye Bye Dark Circles eye cream. I have another one of this as well in a pump kind of a packaging with a bigger quantity that I do use. on my under eye area, but this one is what I use for throughout the year, and they do work in similar fashion. I feel like this one does play a significant role in reducing my dark circles. I mean, not to a crazy extent where there's no dark circles at all, but you know, the darkness is reduced to a certain extent, and this is one of those products from Mamaearth that I really like. And the other one is something that a subscriber recommended. This is the Aroma Magic Under Eye Cream. This is something I do really like as well, and this one is very hydrating, so I like to keep this under eye area very moisturized and just a little more smooth looking. So that is something that I have been really liking. And then makeup remover. This is the Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water, something that I do really like, and to take off any waterproof makeup around my eyes, in between lip swatches. I don't really like the Bioderma Micellar Water. I feel like it does nothing, but this one is so effective. It has come in handy for so many lip swatches of mine. You guys know I make like 50 lipsticks swatches and like 50 lipstick dupes, and I have made like 100 nude lipsticks and all that. Imagine doing all of that without that micellar water. And then some lip balms. This one is the Zambezi Organic Beeswax Lip Balm. I use this quite a lot underneath liquid lipsticks, and this is the only one that keeps my lips hydrated and makes the lipstick go on smooth. And I also carry this in my bag so that I can just pat it on my lips and do that, so that it's a little more hydrated. And then I also use this Juicy Chemistry blood orange and rosehip lip balm, like my daytime kind of a lip balm, where I can definitely reapply this throughout the day. It is not very hydrating, like it's not very moisturizing for my lips. It can almost like strip my lips of the moisture sometimes and make it very dry, but this is something I really like, especially it smells delicious. And then of course the Face Shop Lip Care cream in the mango variant. Love this. So hydrating on the lips, keeps it so moisturized, nourished. And if you have very dry lips, you can try this one out. Both my husband and I, we both have a tube for ourselves because we love this so much, and he's almost out of it. I am out of it too. It's a very thick cream, so it keeps your lips very moisturized. So yeah, that's pretty much all the skincare I have used quite a lot. I mean, I've tried a lot more, but these are the products that I kept reaching out for and used quite a lot during the year 2020. I do have a disappointing skincare video. I will link it right here for you guys to watch and see the products you can sort of avoid buying. So my hair favorites video should be coming up very soon. I have to film that. So yeah. So what were your favorite skincare products of 2020? Let me know. If I have to try out something in particular, like I have to try out this and this, let me know. I will definitely do that. I want to try out some more skincare products that you guys have been loving. So let me know in the comment section down below what products you'd like me to check out, and I will do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.